What's up, friends? Surprise, surprise. It is stream o'clock. Let's go with this one. In a random, spur of the moment decision. Key, hello. Oh geez. Hector, hello. I haven't decided. I kind of wanted to draw a Roz again, but then I was like, I just drew him yesterday, so maybe let's not. So maybe it'll be a tag drawing. Honestly though, I still have no idea who I'm going to draw. I do know that this head is a little too big though. This way, which means this needs to come further this way. Oops. bridge. Hello. It is, in fact, art time. This would probably be a little more flat, actually. Because his arm is up, so the rest of it gets a little flattened out a little. A meme. I like memes. Maybe I'll make it a Kai drawing. This needs to go further this way. Let me move this, that a little more, and this can move like that a little bit more. Something like this, maybe. This needs to come basically flat down here. I think what's messing me up is that this arm is like a little too high for the way that these muscles should go on his shoulders. It's making him look real tense, you know? Alright, I'm gonna attempt to refine some of these details a little bit more. on a new layer, and while I do, I'll ask you guys, who do you think it should be? Do we want to go Tank, Kai, or another Roz drawing? Even though we just drew him yesterday.
You're gonna make one swell bear.
My thingy didn't work. Solo mid. You get your League of Legends out of here, sir. I think I could probably do with some space here. I haven't played that game in such a long time. Now that I'm thinking about it. Though I am curious about like what they're doing right now. Because they have a new champion that just kind of got announced. But also, she's like exactly the same as the new operator in Valorant that also just got announced. But she's a different color. And it's like, what's going on over there at Riot Games? Something feels like it's happening. Ah. Something always be happening. It's true. Oops. That would mean this is far too high up. Drawn do be happening. This needs to come further down then. Oh. And actually it wouldn't really show here because this arm is up. So let's not worry about that. Maybe I'll make it a Jesse drawing. My hesitancy for making it a tank drawing is that they have on like shorts that I intended to be like boxer shorts. Just because I want to draw plaid again. And Tank is more of a boxer briefs kind of guy. At least I try to keep it somewhat consistent. This is not quite right. Someone's been blinking towards 3. No. I do not want to face my fears. They're scary. I think I still want this to be up a little higher. Which means I gotta fix these. Is he like leaning too far? Let me... Yup. It's so funny to see like where things have gone wrong. So this needs to be up a little higher. His arm needs to come up a little higher as well, but I'm not going to fix that right now because it's going to mess up the legs I just fixed. Oops. Okay. So his arm needs to come up like to here-ish. But mostly his like forearm. I may just have to like redraw this. Redraw this. Kind of like that. Wait, that piano riff just like made me think it was gonna start playing Simple and Clean, or yeah, Simple and Clean because of you guys. Or no, Dearly Beloved. Jeez, I was like, I know that's not the right song. The one from the beach, okay? At the start of the game when it tells you to press start. And this is not accurate. This is looking less weird now. Probably want this to come up a little more like that though. And this probably comes up a little higher-ish, but maybe not. Alright, here's what I'm gonna do actually, because this is like infuriating.
You're gonna make one swell bear.
Nebula, thank you for the follow. Oh yeah, and Chris Shubies? Chris Shubies, thank you for the follow earlier as well. I was too worried about trying to fix the thing, so I forgot to say. Okay. Alright, now let's actually figure out what's going on with this torso. It's kind of like here, right? And then this kind of comes like that, and then up. And then there's like another bit here. And that also comes up this way. And then this comes down here. Because the hip would come this way. Which means it comes up there and down here like that. A keyhole. Oh, jeez. Okay. We'll make it happen. I don't know where yet. Okay, so now that I have that vaguely figured out, I can kind of maneuver this over here a little more. I'm just gonna move this a little closer to center. I'll put this like that. So that means, actually this probably needs to be just a hair smaller, which means this comes down here more like that. This comes up here more like that. When I did all that warping, it like totally messed up the head and neck shape. Let me flip the canvas back so I can kind of figure out what I'm doing. Okay. So the neck comes down here. His neck be looking too short. I think I'm gonna put the keyhole like here, just so you're aware. Key. It'll be like the brand on his shorts. But if it looks like I'm about to forget, please remind me, because it means I probably did forget. Okay, so let's say that the nose is like here. Which means the forehead needs to come up a little bit higher. Which means everything needs to be smaller. So I'm not cutting his whole head off. I think the problem that I'm having here is that this bend is too severe for how long his arm should be. So it should really be a little more like that. I want to preserve this little space here, just because it'll make this a lot more visually interesting for a silhouette situation. Oops. So like about here is about as far as it should go, I think. What was I doing? Messing with the head. That's what I was doing. So it's kind of like this angle, which means ears like a little bit lower than the rest. And forehead's a little bit over here. This eyebrow's a little long, so let's shorten that here-ish. We're gonna have him looking down at the camera because that's more interesting. So the rest of his head shape is gonna be more like that. Gotta figure out how his hands are gonna be. If that hand is about that big, this one should be about this big, I think. And I'll make this a little bit larger. For the clothing, you just want to peek through a keyhole. Buy it now. Buy it today. Good night, Nebula. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you have some wonderful dreams. So glasses now. Should probably be like this, I think. I just remembered it's Thursday, so I get a new episode of that show I've been watching. Sick. Station 11 is good, y'all. If you haven't checked it out, I recommend it if you're looking for something to watch. It's on HBO. Unlock your best attributes. Okay, so yet again, I'm gonna have to figure some stuff out. But this time I think I'm gonna just do it in media res or whatever it's called. Trying to finish Bob's Burgers. I feel you. If you want a more serious show and you have HBO or whatever, Station 11. It's very good. It's on the Max. That is the channel for this particular show. Although, fair warning, it is a post-apocalyptic show. And it, like, started much closer to the apocalypse than I was expecting. And the apocalypse is, like, very scarily close to the year 2020. But if it was, like, much worse. So if that's gonna, like, bring back some feelings for you, maybe don't watch it. But there's like some mystery elements added in, so it's not like a super bummer 100% of the time. You're more like distracted by mystery. Procreate, please. Okay, so I do want to include... Actually, I'm not going to do that right now. Why, thank you. I'm glad that you like it. Nope. I'm gonna do another layer after this for all of like the smaller detail lines. So I'm trying to keep that in mind while I'm doing these lines here. So if you see me like start to do a thing and then stop like that, it's because I'm like, I'm gonna do that with another layer later. Which is probably what I'll do for that, so I'm not gonna worry about that. Let's go with the fingies. Finally have to erase something on this layer. I'm just now remembering also that Euphoria comes back this weekend too on HBO. That's another bleak but very good show. If you are looking for bleak shows to watch. The first season was really good, in my opinion. Oh, Chernobyl was also really good. But also very unsettling. HBO's got a lot of those kind of shows now that I'm thinking about it. Where it's like, oh man, this is good, but also I feel bad. I'm on the edge of my seat and also in the depths of despair. They had another show that I made the mistake of watching because it, like, on the surface seemed like a lighthearted show and it ended up being so sad. Oh man, what was the name of that show? Hold on, I'm gonna have to Google this. It's gonna bother me if I don't. Oh, it's called It's a Sin. And boy, that show is sad. It's like a drama that follows. It's like a really short show also, like Chernobyl or Band of Brothers or whatever. It's only like 6 or 7 episodes. But it follows like a group of like 5 or 6 gay British dudes in the 80s in the height of the AIDS epidemic. And on the surface it was like, yeah, look at all these fun guys. But then it was like, oh wait, no. This got very sad very fast. It's like one of those kind of things that like still is like every now and again I'll still find myself like, oh man, remember how sad that show was? I've also been meaning to watch Yellow Jacket because it's apparently very good. But I haven't seen that either. Oh, that's a Showtime show? I thought that was an HBO show. Yeah, everybody has too many things to keep track of. Oops. Donnie Lucas, hello. The special occasion is it snowed really hard. So they told me to go home early. And then I was like about to start drawing, and then I was like, let me talk to some people while I draw. That's usually more fun. I don't know who I could talk to. And then I was like, I'll just stream. A shared house where everyone pitches in for everything. I did not want that brush I just chose. I don't even know what I did there. Okay, I think we fixed it. And hello, Donnie. How are you, by the way? I hope all is well. Omi, hello. How are you? Boo. Ah. So scary. Alright, let me figure out how this hand goes before I start doing other things. Passing by to say hi. Well, hello. Thank you for stopping by. Always a delight. Oops. I hope you have a wonderful evening if you are heading out to do stuff. Nope. That'll be another layer thing. Nope. I keep like catching myself doing these things that I know I'm gonna put on another layer. The like struggle for it is I have to try and find a balance between the things that I know to be on another layer and the things that could be, but I may not want them to be, if that makes sense. Because this other layer is going to essentially be just additional line art that is less heavy. And like not as noticeable. Or at least that's the plan. We'll see how that actually goes. I guess I can do that on another one as well. Oh, that's right. I gotta do hair things. I always like to have a little bit of hair kind of peeking out whenever someone has their hands touching their head. It's not always what happens, but it makes it a little more fun. You have? I'm surprised. Oh, I forgot that I have to finish over here still. Bean team. Hello. Welcome. In case you were wondering, your name is still fun to say. How are you doing? Alright, so that other layer that I was talking about is going to wait a second because I want to do his glasses first. Just to make sure I got them relatively figured out. Which I don't, as it turns out. Playing games? Nice. What you playing, if you don't mind me asking? Genshin? May your drops be good. Or whatever you call it for that game. I played a little bit of Genshin, and then I didn't get any of the characters I wanted, and I was like, this is dumb, and I hate it. And then I stopped playing. The inherent flaw of gacha games is that they will make me lose interest when I don't get the units I want, and then when I do get the units I want, I have no reason to play. So I also will stop. I think that's good. I'm unsure, to be honest. But who knows? Okay, now I'll do that other layer that I was talking about earlier. With all the extra doodads. Maximus, hello. Oh, I forgot his belly button. I'll come back and do it later. Is this the right? No, it is not. It is, in fact, a shirtless Jesse drawing tonight. Oops. Mm-mm. That's fine.
And you're gonna make one swell bang.
Tokyo Dreamin'. Thank you for the follow, I appreciate it. And thank you, that's very kind of you to say. I hate doing this with like lines that intersect other lines, because it means I have to redraw a lot of lines. But if it must be done, it must be done. That's fine, I guess. I was gonna do a thing over here. Um, yes. That seems fine. If anything, I kind of want to bring this line up here a little further. I'm trying to do this in as few actions as possible so that if I don't like it, I can hit undo and it'd be fine. But I want this a little higher up this way. Yeah, good enough. Let's do this before I forget about it. And somewhere like here. And because I did forget about this, well, I didn't forget, but I didn't know it was going to be a Jesse drawing is why. So these kind of come up like that. And that's more like that shape. I also need to do his eyes. I didn't do that yet. That looks about right. Not quite, actually, now that I'm looking at it. It needs to be a little further that way. And I can turn that off now. And now that that's off, I can see that this needs to be bigger to match the other arm. And this needs to be more like this. I want this to kind of, oops, to kind of look like it's arcing this way towards that thing. But it also sort of needs to follow this shape. And I also don't want it to be too close to the line above. There's a lot to balance with that one. Let's make these this size. I also need to move this over here a little more. Oh. If I was a more intelligent person, I would name these layers to keep track of them a little easier, but I don't usually name my layers. I'll group them and name the groups that they're in, but not usually the layers themselves. In reality, all of the ones on his neck that I'm currently drawing would probably also be vertical, but I usually draw them horizontal as like a very easily visible, like, delineation for where the planes of his face change. So let's see. I'm going to try and follow the general curve of his arm here for these. This will help to kind of make this seem a little more like a round shape instead of just like a flat shape. So I always try to do that whenever possible. And I'm also just kind of sprinkling these down here on his legs. Probably won't see too many up here. But that's fine. I think I want one more here. The hardest part about doing this part is always like trying not to overdo it, you know? trying to prevent these from looking like they're very evenly spaced, but that's very difficult to do sometimes. Because you always kind of just want to fill in all the blanks, you know? Second semester starts soon. You can do it. I believe in you. That's fine. I'm okay with that. Okay, so these are all sketch layers and I don't need them. All of these I'm gonna move just a little more this way. Just so I can get some background colors in here. No, I keep doing warm palettes. Let's find something else. I feel like all of my drawings over the past couple days have been orange. Let's go with this. All the way up. Oh no, I don't know what happened just there. Random hello. The streak still does in fact live. That part's not going away, even if I don't stream. Let's try this color. I don't know how I feel about that, actually. That is not bad. So these are our background for now. This is our line art. This is also line art. So everything from here to here can be a clipping mask onto this layer that we have not yet drawn. My day was okay, Maximus. It's nice and chill. I had one of those things where it was like I could make more work for myself by doing a thing, but I couldn't think of a good enough idea to do the thing, so I just didn't do the thing. And didn't make more work for myself, which was nice. I did spend a lot of my time thinking about how I could have made more work for myself, though. I really wanted to make more work for myself, but I just didn't. And then it finally started to snow here, and I didn't have to work late as a result, which is nice. They were like, go home before the roads get real bad. And I was like, sick. Which is why I'm streaming. I don't have a favorite color, Maximus. Every time I try to think I do, I don't end up liking it as much as I thought I did. It tends to fluctuate between blue and red. But like specifically probably this blue and like this red, but maybe a little more saturated. Or maybe like one of these colors down here on this little, like one of these. But yeah, I don't know. I'm very like not great at committing to a color that I'm like, this is my favorite. I have lots of favorites that I like to use. But just like I was talking about earlier with how I looked back over the past couple days and have been like, all of my things look the same. Like if I use the same color too much, I will start to hate it. Oh my goodness, Procreate, please cooperate with my zooming and random jittering around. I beg of you. It's because I keep trying to do it with the pencil too close to the screen. It happens quite frequently. It's not Procreate's fault. Okay, so this is this color. Oh, I need some of this color. Some on here. Down here. A little bit here. A little bit there. And here. That should be fine. Turn all that down a little bit. Another extra little dash up here on his ears and face. Blue and purple. Nice, nice, nice. Good choices, good choices. Let's grab this color. Unlock that so I can just fill this whole zone in up here. I'm going to change the line art color in a second. Trying to fill in these shapes as quickly as possible, because I don't really want to spend a whole ton of time on filling in of shapes. That all seems fine. Let's do his eyes now. Oops, this color. Let's go with this for... That seems fine. We need that bright green. Okay, so that's all those. This one. I'm gonna try and make it this color and just see what happens. I may want this to be a little bit darker actually later, but we'll figure it out. And then for the lines, let's try this color for now. I think that'll be okay. I'll need to decide on a color for those down there. And actually, I need to come up with a color for that. Let's go with this. Let's see how that looks. That might be cool. How much do I think that the boys weigh? I have no idea, man. I'm so bad at like being consistent with a lot of the like nitty-gritty type of details for them that I honestly could not tell you. Like in this one, Jesse is a lot more chuppy than usual, I think. But there have been times where he's been like fairly, not like slim and not like buff, but not as like round as this, if that makes sense. Alright. This is the reason we came here. It's plaid time. But I do need to figure out a color for this, otherwise I'm not going to see where these folds are. So I'm just going to say this for now. I don't think there are any on that side of his leg. What color did I pick? This one, I think? Don't forget the keyhole, yes. The keyhole will happen after I figure out how plaid works. I think what I'm gonna do actually is like do this the slightly easy way. Which is to say I'm gonna make a huge mess of things and then I'll figure it out. Oh, that's the wrong layer. I'm glad I did that on accident. That would have been very annoying to fix afterwards. Well, Key, to answer your question, plaid, I know I said I was going to try and figure it out, but like I vaguely know how it works in terms of like how the pattern is constructed. And it's basically stripes on top of each other in like a perpendicular way. It's like a lot simpler than it appears. The only time it ever really becomes a pain is when you do dumb stuff like what I'm currently doing and you decide to put it on top of a bunch of folds that you have to keep track of, which is why I said I'm gonna kind of figure it out as I go. But yeah, so we're gonna turn that down. And then let's grab this color, I think. Whoops. I think I'm going to actually start at the very bottom. Plaid is a curse, man. Like, I hate it. It's such a huge pain to do, but also at the same time, like, when you... It doesn't take, like, a ton of effort to do it. And when you do it, and it looks decent, then it's like, oh man, I should do this all the time. And then you remember later that it's, like, the worst idea, actually. So let me turn this down a little. And I think I'm gonna do like a full-on actual plaid and not like the little buffalo thing that I did yesterday. This is problematic. This needs to line up with this. This is the real problem about stripes, is that it's very easy to tell when they don't match, and then I get the like insatiable urge to make it so that they do, and that's why plaid is frustrating for me, because it's all of the pain of doing stripes but then also doing it twice, if not 3 times, but on top of one another. And I'm not worried about the things that are coming off of the sides like this, because I'm just gonna clear it all up in a minute. Okay, so let's figure this out. These are gonna come this way, I think. And we'll say that this is where it starts to go the other way. So these ones here towards the middle, like at the start, aren't going to be quite as severe as the others. Doing fabric folds like this is always like kind of fun though, because it's one of those things that's like, it looks like it's a lot more effort than you actually put into it. Okay, so let's pull this that way like that. So this will be more like that shape, I think. And this will come more like that. That's the wrong way. this. Wait, purple plaid shirt to wear over stuff? I'm just now looking up at the chat, I'm sorry. You mean just like a fancy dress shirt? Is that what we're talking about? Purple plaid PJs is fun to say also. It's one of those things that like I looked at it and I was like, this is gonna be fun to say. And then I said it, assuming that I would enjoy it, and I did. It was fun to say, as it turns out. Plaid long sleeve, then a different shirt under. Yeah, layering. The way to go. Alright, so this is the one that's really gonna like take some fixing, I think. And maybe I'll even put this one underneath. Kinda like that a little better. Oops. Maybe I'll just make these ones thinner and save myself a little bit of the trouble. Orange under plaid purple shirt. It depends on what type of purple and what type of orange. And if you have other stuff to go with it, I guess. I tend to always think about fashion in terms of like, would I draw a person with this outfit on? And I try to keep the outfits I draw like fairly simple as a result of that. Dark purple standard orange. Okay, you have to explain what a standard orange is to me. Is it like the color of the fruit? Is it like a sunset color? Is it like almost brown? I was gonna get like really pedantic about it and bust out the color wheel and give you a color theory lesson, but that seems rude and I don't want to do that. But just know, there are many variations to colors. going to be a little less intense about the horizontal stripes, I think, because the vertical stripes are really going to carry this plaid look. So I'm not going to worry too much about the other ones. But I am going to do this dumb move, which is a third layer of stripes. Most plaid generally has like an alternating amount of thickness to the lines, and that's where it gets all like specific about, well, this is a buffalo check plaid, and this is a tartan plaid, and this is a blah 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 blah. So the combination of like colors and their relative thickness to one another is what determines a lot of that stuff. A lot of that nomenclature that I don't really bother myself with remembering, because I would mess it up every time regardless. But if you're ever wondering about how to remember what your favorite color of plaid is called, I guess that is a way to do it. Really, the only reason that I know this is because my school colors in college were tartan, because my school was a Scottish, like, heritage. It wasn't like a Scottish heritage school, I guess, but it was like, they were like the Fighting Scots and stuff, so there was like some kind of Scottishness to it. So it was specifically tartan, not some other kind of plaid, which meant doing like design stuff for the school meant that I had to know what tartan was in order to do it for class. Although most of the time people just kind of default to like red, because that's the easiest and most like apparent of the colors in the type of plaid that it was. And I'm also going to turn that down a little as well. Alright, so now we're going to grab these shorts and just kind of invert it, and then, so we're going to select shorts layer, invert that selection to select everything that's not the shorts, go to the stripe layer, and then clear it. This is the very fast way to clear those out. And look at our convincing plaid. It looks a lot more... It looks like we did a lot more than what we really did. You know what I mean? Like, it really wasn't that much, all things considered. But I do... I'm gonna maybe change these colors, I think, to like this instead. I don't want this to be quite the same as the line art colors. That should be fine. And we'll go with this for our little details here. And no, I did not forget about the key. The keyhole. Gonna get a snack. I hope the snack is delicious, whatever the snack may be. This might be a little large. Let's bring it in just a little bit. Some popcorn, delicious. I have some like right next to me, and I kind of want to eat some now. Let's grab this color and make it this color instead. And maybe I will... Yeah. I'm gonna put my name on it. Let's go with this. Actually, maybe let's not. Let's try. Yeah, that's probably fine. So... Gonna bring all these down. I think I'll put this, like, around here. The good thing about plaid is that it makes distorting stuff like this a little bit easier, because I have more like lines to line things up with, which is pretty cool. The problem though is that the lines aren't necessarily straight or even or something good to line up anything with, so I'm often just sort of operating under the assumption that the lines are straight when I know that they're not, if that makes sense. Jinx, hello. Just in time. Got here right at the start of it. think I want to move this a little closer to here. I guess. The more I'm looking at this, the less I like it. But I don't really have anywhere else to put this keyhole. Unfortunately for me. Monday one, but had to make a costume. Ooh, I hope the costume is everything you wanted it to be. I hope it is all that you dreamed. Okay, so now let's try and kind of pull these colors in together, I guess. Let's try this. Yeah. Now we can pull all of this together. Group all of these. I'm saving this in case I need it, but I don't think I will. So these are all our line art layers. Actually, they're not. Let's not group those. These are line art layers. These are his glasses. Nope. So let's fill this in really quick. Yeah, let me know how it goes. I hope it goes spectacularly. Or wait, is that like bad? Is that like a, should I be telling you to like break a leg? Is there an acting component to this? Are there acting superstitions involved? Please advise. I think I'm just gonna kind of keep this one simple with how our shadows are. I'm gonna use the same color as the line art actually. Or most of the line art, I should say. I think somewhere around there is gonna be good. I'm gonna leave it on normal until something somewhere else proves that that's a bad idea, but I think it could work. Just wiggling on stage. Alright, I just want to make sure. I don't want to like curse you and stuff. Like, if I gotta call it the Scottish play, I'll call it the Scottish play. You know what I mean? Father, blame it on me. No. And welcome back. How's your snack? Oh no. What a cursed thing you've said just now. Peanut butter crunch. Nice. Like the cereal? I dig it. I can't stop thinking about McBussy. How dare you? Because now all I'm thinking about is like that video of the person in the Elsa costume just like twerking and dancing super hard, and all the people going like, go Frozen, go Frozen. But like it's Ronald McDonald. And we're all worse off for having seen it. As expected, that's not gonna work on just normal, unfortunately for me. His hair is too dark. The boy got dark hair. Oh no. Oh no. Not like this. Yep, that's how it happens. The punishment shall be swift and intense. The banhammer cometh. Not to inflict pain, but to exact judgment upon ye. Tremble. And then it's just the bonk sound effect. You do not have to donate anything, Maximus. Do not feel like you need to do anything monetarily. I'm trembling. Trembling. Scared of the hammer. Be not afraid. Ask not for who the hammer bonks, it bonks for thee, etc., etc. I'm gonna have to figure out a different color for this, I think. For these shadows. Shaw. Hello. It is in fact Procreate. It is my program of choice. Because I like the UI. This song is distracting me, so I'm going to change it. I just couldn't focus on it. Oh geez, oh no. Not like this. But I agree, Shaw, it's very good, and I too enjoy it a lot. It may not be the most powerful of all the drawing tools out there, but it's the cleanest looking one, and for me that's the important thing. Is Procreate like rare on Twitch or something? I feel like I see people use it fairly often. Need like a cat. Speaking of which, I haven't drawn him with his cat in a while. And I only sort of recently figured out how I want him and his cat's like general relationship to be, which is to say, it's still not technically his cat. Because the cat followed him home one time. So I like the idea of it just kind of like still wandering around and doing its own thing in the town. And it just kind of keeps showing up at his house because he keeps feeding it. So it's like kind of his cat, but not really. I think that's a fun little idea. So that way he still has all the fun of a cat without any of the logistical and rental landlordal implications and consequences.
A fine kind of bear he turned out.
Silver.
He didn't even know how to act like a bear.
Hello. I hope your work is going well. And thank you for the resub. I appreciate it. And Jinx, it would be a shame, but someone has already claimed an Easter egg for this drawing, so you can't. Maybe next time. Ho ho. How am I able to draw so frequently? I force myself to do it, is the short version. Yeah, I just kind of like made myself do it one time. And then I didn't stop. And then it kind of became like a habit. Like, I like to tell people it's like brushing your teeth. After a while, it's like, you don't really, like, think about it. You just do it. It's like, oh, I woke up, time to brush my teeth. And then get ready to go start my day. Only in my case, I'm a procrastinator, so it's like, oh, can't go to sleep yet. I haven't drawn anything. But it didn't start off this, like, elaborate, I will say. When I first started, it was just a paper sketchbook, and my goal was to just kind of fill the sketchbook up. I was like, I'm going to try and draw every day for a year, and then a year passed and I didn't fail, so I was like, I guess I'll keep going until I mess this up real bad. And here we are. I filled up like 5 or 6 sketchbooks, and then I was like, let me get a tablet and draw on a digital thing. So, I'm not constantly worrying about paper and supplies. And now I just have to worry about if my pen is charged or if I have power to plug in my iPad when it's starting to die. Which isn't as bad as, like, do I have enough pages left in this notebook? Do I have to go buy another notebook? Do I have enough pencils or paints? That was always a bit of a huge pain. Yeah, almost 7 years later, here we are. Still somehow forcing myself to do this every day. Okay, so I may have to, like, compromise here. Because I like it on normal with, like, a lower setting for pretty much everything that's not his hair. So what I think I'm going to do is just grab this layer and come up to his hair and just kind of fill it in. Actually, here's a better plan. An even lazier plan. I'm going to come up here. I'm going to find that layer. I'm going to copy it. Actually, let me just duplicate it. That'll probably be even faster. So I'm gonna come on up here. I'm gonna fill it in with that color. And we're gonna select this layer, invert it, clear everything that's not the shadows. So now we have an additional shadow layer that's only on his hair to make it a little bit darker. We've done it. I realize that that may not have been like the most visible thing in the world for you guys because it's all very similarly colored, but just know that it could have been a lot more annoying than it was. And we did it. So I don't have a ton of time before I need to post this thing. So I'm not going to do a ton of lighting things. But I do want to do a little bit here. Opinion on crickets? Crickets are pretty decent. They're good for the ambiance. I said I wasn't going to do a ton, and now here I am doing more than I need to. What a fool I've been. That's probably fine, honestly. I don't want to do too much. So we'll go with that for now, I suppose. Maybe I'll turn it down just a little more. And actually, I think I want this. I think I kind of like this more of like a flat lighting situation. So I think I'm gonna put a little bit on him, but not a lot, so that it's mostly flat still. And I can even turn this down even more because I have that other layer on top of everything. But I do want it to be darker on his pants, on his shorts. So I'm going to do that same thing I just did a second ago. Where I'm going to... Don't need that second one. I do need that color ahead. There we go. Fill that layer. Select our shadows. I skipped a step here. Select our shadows, then invert the selection. That's what we need. And then clear everything else. Set that to like darken. And I'll bring it to like here maybe. Yeah. Something like that, I think. And I'm just going to try this and see how it looks. But I may not keep this, because I don't have a ton of time. So if it doesn't immediately work, I'm not going to try and figure it out, is basically what I'm saying. Where do I get the music for my background? I get my music from the Chill Hop Music channel on YouTube. They have a thing where you can basically sign up and be like, hey, I want to use this for like creative purposes. And they set it up so all you really have to do is say that, essentially, in like your description on your YouTube video or whatever, and it won't get flagged for copyright things as long as you credit them. So it's real nice. I get nice music and I don't really have to worry too hard about, is this gonna get me banned or whatever. But if you are ever looking for music, highly recommend checking out the Chill Hop Music YouTube channel. I turn them on while I'm at work a lot of the time. They just have like a 24-hour live stream of basically this playlist, but you could also go to their Spotify or whatever and listen to it there if you prefer, which is what I do for the stream. Oh, I almost forgot about his nose. That's an important part of this. Blast cupcake. I don't know what that is, so I'm gonna say no. Alright, so let's see if this works. It like kind of works. I think I might leave it on screen actually. Okay. I'm gonna say that's fine. I'm not even gonna worry about like doing our... Actually, yes I am. Just to see how it looks. This is the part where I do a bunch of gradient maps to see if it makes it look better, which sometimes it does. It's very dramatic. I do kind of like that a little. Yeah. Okay. This is hard to see for you guys, but just know that it's doing some stuff. We're changing our colors a little bit, but not like a ton. We're basically making our darks darker and our colors a little bit more saturated, I guess. CPR and Duck Duck Goose. Do I even want to know what these are? I'm worried. But anyways, I'm gonna come over. Oh no, that's too big. There we go. Gotta delete that one so that it doesn't mess up our compression too hard when we post this on the internet later. So there we go. That's a drawing from me. We've done it. Thank you guys for stopping by for this unexpected Thursday night stream. Maybe I will raid a person. Let's raid Mr. Frumps, because he's who I would probably have been watching if I wasn't streaming. I'll do raid channel. Huh. He's playing Apex, so we'll say hello. But yeah, thanks everybody for hanging out on my impromptu Thursday stream that almost never happens anymore because I usually have to work late. Maybe I will be back at some point next week, but I have to work late like every day, so who can say? I'll be back whenever I can, I guess. But if you're not following me on Twitter and Instagram and you want to see more streams, that'll be where I announce that those are going to happen. So if you want to follow me there, you can. But I'm not your dad, so I'm not going to like make you do anything. You know, you can live your life. You can do what you want. So, you know, until I see you guys again, be sure to like go out and do something nice for somebody, you know, and have a chill time, a chill experience, you know. And I'll see you guys whenever I see you guys. So we're gonna go say hi to Mr. Frumps, who's playing Apex still, it looks like. But yeah, so goodbye everybody. Thanks for hanging out and stuff. And I'll see you whenever it is that I see you. Bye-bye, farewell, goodbye.